We all thought the Schumann Resonance was down, but it ended up being a blackout. There's a whole lot of things I need to get into in this video. We had an X-class solar flare came in, and of course, you know, there's a lot of things happening and a lot of things coming. And by all means, I hope everybody's doing good. Let's jump into it. So, we got it. Let's get into the Italian Schumann Resonance first. As you can see, we got some rumbles here, a little bit of spikes, straight to the communist station. Um, some red lines. I think we had a lot of red lines earlier. Overall, there's definitely some activity. Let's get into the Schumann Resonance. Now, we've been getting hit for about, let's be honest, right? Like August 8th, November 8th. How many times are we going to keep doing this? November 8th, um, we got a lot of condensed energy. So from hour, 12 all the way until 15-ish, that was about, I think that was like 24 hours or so, right? Or over 24 hours of energy. And all of a sudden it went down. Okay, so I'm like, okay, it's down. Well, I looked at the electromagnetic spectrum. That still shows data. That one always gets data because it's a bit different. This one, of course, um, unfortunately, it was a blackout. We didn't get any data here. Things still happen, right? And I would assume it was massive energy, right? Because as you can see, around hour 13 of November 9, we were getting hit with some, very intense energy here. And things started to really, increase. And I think it was about a power 26 we peaked at. And then, of course, things went out. That was a nice class solar flare, which I want to talk about because there's so much to talk about that. That's why it happened. And you could definitely tell at hour 9, which is pretty much just a few hours ago, right? Really close to November 10, which is where we're at right now. Um, there was definitely some energy. So there was a lot of energy that was coming in. And as of now, this is even more intense, more wider. You're not seeing as much orange. It's more intense. Right now at hour 11 to 12, we're definitely getting in some massive energy. So it's definitely spiking. It's definitely intense. I can't tell you what power it was. I'd have to go to the actual station, but in this situation, this is pretty intense. This is pretty strong stuff. I do hope everybody's doing good. This is a lot of energy here, a lot of condensed energy, really strong. Well, again, at one point, another X-class solar flare. That's pretty crazy, right? Um, 1.7. Now, this came from sunspot region 4274. It's been relatively quiet. However, around 7:30 or so, it erupted an X 1.7 R3 strong solar flare, and this was definitely direct towards Earth. And based on what we're seeing, the coronal mass ejection is gonna arrive around Tuesday, November 11, right? Like the numerology here is definitely aligned, right? Um, and we're also issued a moderate G2 geomagnetic storm watch for both Tuesday the 11th and Wednesday the 12th of November. This one faced us. This is going to be pretty darn strong. So, things are truly, truly intense. This is definitely a lot of energy here. This is definitely going to be a big impact. And I'm sure many people are feeling we're going to get into symptoms in just a moment. But let's get serious though. It would seem around August, maybe like September and October, it kind of looked like things were getting a bit quiet with the Schumann resonance, right? And there were a lot of theories going around, and then all of a sudden, things really started picking up. Things started getting intense. It looks like we may have hit a peak or something, and it looks like we're getting out of it, and now things are freaking intense as possible. So we might be seeing a bunch of X class solar flares coming in, I would assume, right? So I think we hit solar max and now we're getting out of it, so it's gonna get crazy. I think this is an assumption I'm making up. I could be completely wrong here. Overall, nothing going on. We nothing going on around here. We did hit a K6 on the manometers. Um, Everything else looking pretty calm now, right? But solar winds are high. Again, it was an X 1.79. We haven't had anything else though in the last 24 hours other than that. That's very intense though. And again, look at sunspot region 4274. It had a 25% of a chance to have an X class solar flare, and it did, and it's facing us. So truly, truly crazy. I wonder how that's gonna, work out for us. Um, where was it that they were showing some stuff? And by the way, we've had a lot of CMEs. We've been having a lot of coronal mass ejections. I don't know if it's here, but trying to find where they have. Yeah, right here. We do have some radio blackouts and whatnot, a type 2 radio emission, and a type, I think that's a 4. I'm bad with my Roman numerals. Radio emission. Overall, yeah. Now, I want to get into this. So, overall, of course, there's been a lot of things going on right now, and there's definitely a lot of things coming. Looking at image 195, you'll definitely see that there's definitely something dark happening on the left. It's not a coronal hole yet. There's a potential this one will be though in the next few days, and it's not going to be as big, but like the other ones we've had. But this is definitely something to really look out for. As you can see, all these sunspot bright regions. That place on the top left, it's dark, so you know for a fact there's a chance. It could form a coronal hole. Looks definitely dark on this image, so it could be coming, forming. You can definitely see these sunspot regions. You can see where the flares were. Definitely interesting here. Overall, I don't know. Is that usually it? I think that's it. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered that up. And there is a volcano happening. Kilauea or something like that. I'm bad with names. It's Hawaiian volcano or something. I don't know. This is just a little report. I don't know much about this, but there's definitely a volcano happening. Looks like it's in Hawaii because that name does look like it's in Hawaii. Other than that, of course, you can look at the earthquakes right now. Been quite some in America. And 6.8 and a 6.4 in Yamada, Japan. And if we just zoom in, where are we going here, right? Right over here. There's been like a tsunami warning. I mean, they had like 30 earthquakes. Look at all these. The largest one is 6.8, 6.4, 5.9, and then in Miyako, Japan, 5.7. And the same place again, a 5.6, a 5.5, a 5.4, 5.4 again, 5.3. Like they got hit with like 40 earthquakes, I think. Um, Pretty crazy. So yeah, a bunch of stuff going on. I mean, there's just so many things happening right now, all over the place. A lot on my mind, right? I definitely want to put all that information out there. So as you can see, November 10, um, a lot of energy. We're getting hit with some energy. Um, Symptoms, you're probably gonna be just out of it and tired, going through the same stuff, the heart stuff, the digestive stuff, everything. I don't even know what you're gonna be feeling. It's so much. Thank you all so much for watching, and make sure you guys, watch the video, stay updated. Shorts are real time. Videos are usually around the time where things get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all next time.